Most brothers, when they first start teaching, are teaching way before they should. Way before they should. Because it's not about how eloquent of speech you can become. It's not about your retention of scriptures. It's not about precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little and there a little. What it's about is application. Which is why you had a lot of brothers who were walking concordance, human encyclopedias, great understanding of the scriptures. Don't matter. They still should not have been teaching. Not until they develop a pattern of good works. Not until they had proven themselves through the word. Proven their diligence through time. But the thing about the Most High is that He'll show you really fast who made a mistake. And if the mistake is ours, we have to correct it. So you look at it and you see something else that's in the words when it goes into the works of the flesh. 3 words you'll see, or 2 that really I want to focus on. In verse 21, you read about envying. Explain envying, Anthony.
Envying is going into jealousy. It really is a form of coveting, because you see something that somebody else has and you hate them for that, which is a form of coveting.
And there's another word that you read in verse 20, which is emulations. So John, you take emulations.
Emulations is like striving to be like someone versus you're trying to be something that you're not. That you forcing your way to be something that is not you. That's all I can do. That's close.
Anybody else about your emulation?
Yeah, I'm pretty much going along the same lines as John. But looking at emulations, I guess a good example of emulations would be the guy in Acts that came to I think it was either Peter or Paul, to buy the Holy Spirit from
That was Simon.
Yeah. Because basically the thing was that he wanted to emulate that same spirit that they had as far as being able to go out and heal the people, but he didn't give a hoot about healing the people as far as, you know, the greater good. He gave a hoot about having that being looked upon as someone great for doing those acts, and he was basically wanting to do it for his own selfish reasons and not for the Most High.
So you look at what's going on with that emulation. It's you trying to copy, one-up people, be like somebody else, model yourself after somebody else. And why? Because you don't understand that the person that we're supposed to be emulating is who?
Christ.
Jesus Christ. He's the one we're supposed to be emulating. He's the one we're supposed to be striving to be like. He's the one that we're supposed to be conformed to the image of. But that's not what happens when you're young in the faith. When you're young in the faith, you come in the doors of the church, you see a teacher, and say, that's who I want to be like. You see somebody teaching on the street, and you say, I want to teach like that. And because it's a man that you're emulating, you wind up making yourself in the image of something that's already flawed. That's why, with us being young in the faith, and we speaking from experience, my favorite teacher changed every single week, because I just was blown away by, you looking at somebody on the podium, you see a brother like your Asher back in the day. He's fiery on the podium. Demon, we used to call him the demon slayer, because demons would come up and he just put them to shame, and they go walking away with their tail between their legs. Then you had brothers like Rahab and Gad, who just knew all these scriptures, and their voices were so loud, and they could project, you could hear them down the street without a microphone, and all these things. But it was all for glory of men. It was vain. It was foolish. It was worthless. Because what happened is you turned around and all you had was little clones of their favorite teachers. Everybody trying to be a clone of somebody else when nobody was trying to conform to Christ. That was the problem. And that's the spirit that we would have hoped had died out in the past, but we know it's still around. That spirit of emulation is strong. You look at what happens, like back in the days, it was a brother on the street